What's cooking, Juventus fans? Welcome back to your lady's favorite YouTube channel as we continue to look at this Mercado and try not to feel some sort of dread at what the future of Juventus holds for us. We're stuck on pins and needles waiting to hear about Berardi. Will he be coming to Juventus or not? Stick with us. We'll fill you in. Ciao ragazzi, welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. My name is Justin Sofro. Today, it is Friday, August 18th, 2023. Of course, I got your latest rundown of all things Juventus, all the news you care about each and every single day. Before we do anything though, do me a solid favor, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon and stay notified for all of our latest videos. And without any freaking further to do, let's get into this and let's get in the news of the updates we have for Juve in our favorite club. First up, Juventus puts out a notice, a report, a declaration. Pellegrini is leaving. He is going to Lazio on a free loan until 2025. Lazio have an obligation to buy at 4 million euros, subject to the achievement of certain given sporting objectives during seasons of the 2023-2024 and 2024-2025. Absolutely free of charge, no money spent, and all they have to send back to Juventus at the end of this is 4 million euros. Do with that information what you will. I'm gonna not fill my diaper. I'm not gonna throw tantrums. I'm not gonna yell and scream anymore when it comes to this. I don't know. Again, Giuntoli, I'm told came in here. I had a feeling that he did great business when he was at Napoli. This is how it starts. It starts with this. We're in the video talking about Berardi. Yeah, that's what we're doing today. All right, let's continue on. Let's talk about when it comes to actual formation, or when I say formation, players that are actually going to play in the game against Udinese this weekend. Juventus more than likely will be utilizing their left back. Tudor Mercado Web reporting that Cambiaso is expected to start on Sunday against Udinese, so you can see him playing more out and about there for the club there. That'd be good to see because I know a lot of people have a lot of hope for him and are seeing a lot of positive things out of him when he had some showings here in the recent weeks. All right. And then we continue on to talk about two other players that could be playing in this match. Giovanni Albanese is reporting that Pogba and Fagioli's call-up is being considered for the Udinese match or alternatively for the Bologna match at the stadium. So one of those two matches, you could see Pogba and Fagioli. Fagioli, he had a banger the other day. I think it's likely or possible. Pogba, I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it, when I hear and actually witness a healthy Pogba playing for Juventus. That's what I have for you when it comes to that. Continuing on, though, we have positive news if you'd like to see Dusan Vlahovic and the Serbian striker stay with Juventus. Sky Sport is reporting that Vlahovic did not change his mind. He wants to stay at Juve. He will actually be staying with the club, and we'll see. If there's a few days left, you got a little bit of time left, something could happen. But as it stands right now, Vlahovic at Juventus, he will remain. If it's up to him, at least. Going off of that as well, another player looks actually more likely to stay than go, even though given reports recently about Milan and their interest in Moise Kean, Gianluca Di Marzio is reporting that Juventus are not taking into consideration any idea of loaning out Moise Kean. That means they won't sell him, but they are not going to loan him out. They're loaning out enough freebies right now, not going to loan out Moise Kean. So we will see if anything develops there, if anybody actually comes to the table with real money, or if it's just going to be a nothing burger like we probably suspect that it will be. We continue on, though, and talk about the new player, obviously Gonzalez, who just recently was purchased by Juventus. Well, he ain't staying here for very long. He's going out on loan. Gianluca Di Marzio confirms that. He is now close to joining Sampdoria on a 1-year loan for this upcoming season. So that's more than likely what you're going to see happen there. Keep an eye out on that if you want to see how Gonzalez develops, how he plays, and how he could look for Juventus in the future. Starting to get a little bit more into the meat and potatoes, really, of what we're talking about here. But honestly, let's go ahead and throw this one out here and get this out of the way. When it comes to Juventus and their prospects out there in the Mercado, well, another one is probably about to tick off that box, and that is because Gianluca Di Marzio is reporting that Juventus target Holm, who we talked about a lot here on the channel, about Juventus being interested in him. Well, now he's close to joining Atalanta. So he's more than likely going to Atalanta. he is not going to be a possibility for Juve moving forward, or at least for the upcoming season. So there's one more down, and one more, here we go. And then now that we have one more down, we're about to get to it. The one that Juve that I still cannot believe that this is really potentially coming to fruition. We start off the saga talking about Sassuolo and their goals of what they want, what they don't want. Well, Sassuolo are not targeting Soule, supposedly. So maybe a positive thing for a lot of fans, and a maybe not so positive story if you believe the way I personally think. Nico Schietta is reporting that, they're not targeting Soule, so that means you will not have to hopefully send him off, because there are a lot of Soule fanboys who really want to see Soule get more of an opportunity and continue to stay with the club and hopefully be a staple moving forward. Will that ever happen? I'll believe it again. Once again, I'll believe it when I see it. But right now, looks like he actually won't be going to Sassuolo, though, and that really gets us into this. And this is, here we go. Let's talk about Berardi and that situation. Now, Fernando Padula is reporting now that Sassuolo are already looking at Orsolini to potentially replace Berardi. So they start to sense, they start to smell, they start to get the feeling that this more and more likely is coming to fruition, that a deal will be done, and that Juventus will have another, I would say, their new guy, their new striker. He ain't new. He ain't new. He's old news. Let's not get ourselves there. He ain't new, but that's who Juventus is going after. And of course, and then finally, Corriere dello Sport now is reporting that Juventus and Sassuolo want to close a deal soon. The new deal could be 27 million euros cash plus Samuel Iling-Junior on loan. Sassuolo want 35 million euros for Domenico Berardi. All right. Where do I go with this one? This is the one that I mean, we talked about for years on here on this channel. And I know we've been around for what, 2 years, 2.5 years, something like that. Here's my issue: Berardi, he's old. He's a bust at points. I've seen multiple issues when it comes to him actually in his capabilities still on the pitch. I don't understand the interest in him. I don't understand it, especially for that kind of money. I don't know if I would spend 35 million euros for Berardi. I'll tell you right now, I know I wouldn't. And then you're also throwing out there the idea of other potential counterparts, sending them off. Soule, and luckily that one's not going to come to fruition. But then the idea of Samuel Iling-Junior going out on loan, is that going to come with any kind of obligation or option to purchase for Sassuolo? If you tell me it's 27 million euros cash and a dry loan, or just a dry loan, he can come back right after. Maybe, but I mean, Samuel Iling-Junior showed a lot of promise in the last season, and the times when he gets the time of day to play his position and actually play in his position. Allegri, I'm looking at you. I don't know. To me, it's just frustrating to see some of the decisions that are being made. I question them. At some point I'll sit back and just watch what happens and see, the one positive I can take out of this is in the preseason matches, Juventus have looked better than they have all last season, probably maybe even the season before that. But at the same time, I don't know. I just don't know if I'm really content living with going to the well of these old washed out players that their heyday's gone. And the time that Juventus said they wanted to get them was years ago. I don't know. Like, to me, if you're going for Berardi, why didn't you just go for Zaniolo then? Just go for Zaniolo. He's at least young. And, he seems to be, shaking off the injury bug. I don't know. I mean, my soapbox is kind of a senseless rambling right now. But I guess it's all in all what I'm getting at. And what I'm trying to say is, I'm not happy about this. I'm not. This doesn't excite me. This doesn't seem like a smart move for the future. This doesn't seem a progressive move. This seems a more of a reactive, find what you can get and move forward with that, rather than it seems to be a guy who I would want to say is like a mastermind at Juventus now, working on the creation of something greater. That's what worries me. The decision making, the Mercado in general has been less than exciting for me as a fan. That's kind of where I sit with it. We'll see. We'll give your updates every step of the way. Should this Berardi story come to fruition, should it all get nailed down and he comes in and here we go and we live with whatever happens from there. Again, we'll see what happens. Guys, Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below if you haven't already. If you could, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. If you want, you can follow me at Justin Sofer on Twitter. You can follow Bianca Arizona at Bianca Arizona, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys next time. Forza Juve, Forza Bianconeri. Say hello to the old lady for me.